Parsboro Community Radio listeners. Welcome to Exploring the Neighborhood with your hosts, Thor and Debbie, here on CICR 99.1 on your FM dial. We'd like to thank Kanza as the sponsor for our show.
For those of you who are not aware, Kanza is Cumberland County's only Careers Nova Scotia Centre and a vital participant in this area's road to prosperity. This year, Kanza is celebrating 15 years of serving the area and providing valuable employment and educational opportunities. Our goal for Exploring the Neighborhood is to take you on a series of half-hour adventures that include road trips, candid interviews, and commentaries.
We'll focus on the area's homegrown businesses, unique landmarks, and emerging talent. We're hoping to shine a well-deserved light on the local endeavors that promote eco-friendliness and self-sufficiency.
We are here in Parsboro.
Yes, we are.
Parsboro Creative. And I'm sitting here with Mr. Robert Moore, who is the director of Parsboro Creative.
The executive director. Nice title, actually. I've never had a title like that before. It's very nice.
Every time I heard executive director down in California, it was the guy who pays. That was where we got our checks from. So.
Well, that's interesting. It's a little smaller operation than that. Not necessarily in vision, of course. I like to receive the checks personally, but that's how this one works.
So you're executive director with personal interest in receiving checks.
It's and a professional one too, and I try to give back equal quality.
So Robert, who are you?
That's a good question. I'm what they call from away, which means I've spent most of my life in the wonderful world of professional theater in Ontario. I still have a house in Guelph, and my wife will be joining me. Have you been to Guelph?
Yeah.
Well, I prefer Stratford. That's my favorite. But I've done that part of southern Ontario, 100 clicks west of Toronto. It's a great area to live in, wonderful kind of amenities. So that's where I'm from. And I just come back from BC. I'd been out working at Presentation House Theatre for a year. And I came back and I was writing for 7 months. And I thought, I was looking for a new position. It's time to do something with more structure to it. And I saw this thing for Parsboro Creative, and I thought, Parsboro Creative? Saw the website and got hooked. I just looked at this vision. I thought, it's quixotic, it's tilting at windmills, but it's a fantastic idea. So I applied, and that's how I got here.
Considering how many talented people there are in theater around here, they chose you.
Well, of course, it's not a theater gig, although it's related to theater, and it helped to me that there was, Ship's Company Theater with Natasha McClellan running it, and that's great because I'm a theater guy, so that was a huge perk to know there was a theater right in the town, because most towns do not have that. But also I started to look at the area and I thought, this is an unbelievable area of the country of Nova Scotia, and the whole mythology of the tides and the power of the Minas Basin, which I thought, sure. Then I started to read it, then get here and actually experience this area, and pretty soon I was really taken in by it.
And what kind of skills do you bring to the table?
Well, that's a good question. I mean, I've been in professional theater quite a while now.
At least a week?
Yeah, just let's see, which decade are we talking about here? Over 30 years. I mean, did acting for 15 years, just flat out acting. And that was great, love that. Started to move into directing and writing, and then in the mid-90s, started to do artistic directorship work. And then in the 2000s, started to do general manager work as well. So I'm a mix of the creative side where I produce and direct and write things, and also the other side where I do budgets and grant applications and all those marketing. I love marketing, my passion, and so I'm a bit of a hybrid, actually.
You like filling out all those government requests?
Now, like is an interesting word. There's always a little good with the bad, there's a mix. You have to sort of just hunker down and do it. I love writing the concept of the applications. And what can you do? You just sit down and just go through the work, because every job has the paperwork. You might as well just smile and get on with it.
So you've been doing the director work at Parsboro Creative since?
March 10th, 2016. Not quite a year yet. Coming up.
And you've done some serious damage here in Parsboro, from what I hear.
Well, I didn't think we'd get this much traction. When I came in, let's face it, they had their first year in 2015. And their main thing right now is the cultural campus, which has got courses in all kinds of stuff, blacksmithing and painting and watercolor and all these kinds of courses that we do. And I like it because if somebody wants to come in and they're a beginner, no problem. And people like Joy Laking, an incredible painter, Bill Rogers, incredible painter, they gear these courses so you can be a complete novice and enjoy it. Or you could be emergent professional, you could be an experienced professional. They kind of know how to take the levels, make everybody welcome in one spot. So stone carving with Heather Lawson. We had James Hill last year. I don't know whether you know James Hill, the ukulele wizard. And I knew nothing about this guy, sorry James, who turns out to be one of the most incredible musician singers I have ever seen in my life. And we had people come from California, Florida, one person booked from New York.
She was more like a beauty queen from a movie scene. I said, I don't mind, but what do you mean? I am the one who would dance on the floor and around. When she told me her name was Billie Jean, as she caused a scene, every head turned with eyes that dreamed of being the one who would dance on the floor and around. People always told me, be careful what you do. Don't go around breaking young girls' hearts. Mama always told me, be careful who you love. Be careful what you do, because the lie becomes the truth. And now, Billie Jean is not my love. She's just a girl who says that I'm the one. But the kid is not my son. For 40 days and for 40 nights, the law was on her side. Who can stand when she's in demand? All her schemes and her plans, all because we danced on the floor and around. So here's a little bit of strong advice. Remember to always think twice. Michael said that, He was serious. People always told me, be careful what you do. Don't go around breaking young girls' hearts. She came and went right by me. It was the smell of her sweet perfume. It happened much too soon. She called me to her room. Now, what was I to do? Well, this is the story that I'm sticking to. Billie Jean is not my lover. She's just a girl who says that I am the one. But the kid is not my son. Still she says I am the one. Well, that kid is not my
In 2015, their first year, they did 8 courses with 31 students. In 2016, they did 20 courses with 171 students. So it was a big jump forward, which is great because that's our context to kind of get the word out and get, excitement happening about Parsboro.
Excellent. Are people from Amherst and Spring Hill and Oxford and Pugwash, are they all coming down?
Well, that's a good question. We have some. I know that when we did a film launch of Searching for Realism last June, and we had all kinds of people come down from Amherst and Pugwash. And on my mailing list, there's lots of people there because I'm always going out and seeing who's there, where are the art galleries, getting in touch with people, making sure they're on my list. Sometimes I email them, phone them. So we're trying to reach out to everybody we can in Cumberland County, and then of course go out from there to right across the Atlantic province. We've got quite a few coming down, yeah.
So is this school the only thing that you're involved with?
The cultural campus is the core because it gives us a context to get people into Parsboro, get excited about what we think is a kind of a different blend of cultural tourism. Come in here and go kayaking in the morning and then decide to do a painting in the afternoon. Go hiking at night, next morning get up and do some stone cutting. It's kind of a different blend of using the imagination. So that gets our reputation going. The other part is an artist attraction program because the vision of the people who created this, Michael Fuller, Krista Wells, David Beatty, all these people, was eventually to create an artist community here where you would have 6, 8, 10, 12 working studios with people who have moved here, high-profile artists perhaps could be anywhere from across Canada, States, somewhere in Atlantic Canada. So imagine we can look outside the window right now. We can see the Art Lab studios and gallery. There's one working studio. Fantastic. Imagine if there were 12. What this town would be like in terms of bringing people in here. So it's an amazing combination of, for me, the punch of art plus connecting to cultural tourism. And I guess the word's in cultural tourism. So that's the objective. We're working on that now with a business plan and all kinds of connections to go virtually. We're looking to reach right across Canada and the States this year. It's going to take me months. Every art organization, the websites, the Facebook postings, like-minded organizations, we're going to be reaching out to literally thousands of them to get the word out.
That sounds like a big undertaking.
Huge. I'll call you when I'm done.
Are your shoulders
Give
big
me a call
enough?
in 10 years, will you?
Are your shoulders big enough?
I don't know. I suddenly feel a little weak. It's huge, but we'll take it one step at a time. And obviously it's a process over many months and many months. But we're getting some response from places outside of Atlantic Canada. I mean, the next thing right now is the Eastern Seaboard. For example, we're putting together a mailing list, fairly simple, of every art organization, as many individual artists. We were talking about the cultural campus courses as sort of the first wave, because getting people here to take the courses and just get into Parsboro and see what we can see out this window, the astonishing landscapes and the beauty of this and the beauty of this in Nova Scotia, all of which is entirely true. It's a stunningly beautiful area of Canada. But there's something about this Bay of Fundy rift in this Minas Basin when you've got, and you've heard the statistic before, that twice a day, the amount of water that goes in and out is equal to all the fresh water of all the rivers in the world. Twice a day. I mean, it's enormous. People said to me, there's kind of a magical area. And I said, oh yeah, sure. And it does have a kind of pull to you. So getting people here to get into a creative adventure, so to speak, and some have never done this stuff before. They're just curious. Experience this area is the first key thing. And then once we got enough people coming here and there's energy, the next step is to say to find the artists who are like-minded. And we've actually had one move here, coming in to be an artist in residence, and she chose to come here. And we've had 2 other people who actually scoured through Nova Scotia and decided to move to Parsboro. So there's 3 new people here in the last year already because they want to be part of this creative community. Interesting, isn't it? I've never really quite seen anything like it before.
Then you have all those other people like ourselves who moved close to Parsboro.
The thing is, for example, just up at ACOA, and I'm going to get this acronym right because I am prepared, ACOA, Atlantic Canada Opportunities Agency, and our connection there, and she's fantastic. Hello, Michelle Scott. You are the greatest person on earth, and we love you. Just put that plug in. She's going to laugh if she hears that. She's our contact. There's a person who has unbelievable sense of how to develop the whole region, not just one place. So Amherst had the announcement, and I made all kinds of connections with people in Amherst just a week ago, so now we're emailing and connecting. So we are really looking to get into a grassroots web here where Parsboro, Amherst, Spring Hill, Pugwash, everything, down to Bass River, over to Advocate, as they call it here. We're looking to include everybody.
Don't forget Joggins.
No, we can't forget Joggins. I was up there to see Lori and Melissa the other day. I haven't actually done the thing yet because it's winter, but amazing place, eh? Astonishingly beautiful. Really beautiful.
Undeveloped,
but
potential.
Yeah. Well, that's sort of like the whole area. People saying, hey, it's the best kept secret in Nova Scotia. I wonder if 5 years from now that will be the case. Here's the thing. I've heard people say, oh yeah, Parsboro. I used to go to Parsboro. Gee, it's kind of a long drive. Now what we're hearing is, you know what? It was really easy. Came in from Moncton, it seemed like nothing. Came in from Halifax, it was a really pleasant drive. Got to Truro, and then you're going along the shore, which is, after you turn onto 2, Highway 2 is beautiful. And then we were surprised at how accessible Parsboro is. And I keep saying, it's kind of right in the center of the province and kind of reaches out nicely in all directions. Easy to drive to, nice place to be, not hard at all to get here.
We come often.
Well, you guys are in perfect position in Spring Hill and Joggins.
Yeah, it's not too far. Sometimes you just got to get out and see what's happening on the other shore.
We'll have to get you down here to do, what kind of course would you do? Like, we do have music, but stone carving, blacksmithing, one course is already sold out this year. Here's an example of change. Monica Wright is an amazing, she does abstract color and composition. And that's tough stuff, so that it doesn't look strange and inaccessible. Her stuff gets you right away emotionally. First course sold out in 5 days. Gone. Done. That's the way this month started. So I don't know what this year is going to bring. Never assume anything, as we were talking before, but there is a kind of energy happening here which is really interesting. We have to keep it going, though.
You're talking plein air. What the heck is that?
Well, that's a good question. You say plein air and they go, excuse me, plein air means painting in the open air, full of air, open air, plein air, in real time. This movement, it's actually an art movement, you can call that, is the fastest growing art movement in North America. There's a magazine that's right on the table there, Plein Air. 10 years ago, they would have maybe 10 plein air competitions in North America. Now they have thousands. The magazine, for example, has a readership of like 30,000 people in print, 26,000 digitally. And people are crazy about the experience. It's an experiential thing. Of course, if you're a painter, you're going outside and hopefully a nice day or the kind of weather you like. You're in a competition. You've got 2 days. And you can paint as many as you like. You get an unstamped canvases so that you start blank. And you can submit either 2 or 4 depending on the competition. There's a jury to select how you get in, and there's a judge to select who wins. The best one, the best second place, the best picture of, say, Cumberland County, all kinds of specialty things. And it all happens in a 2-day event. For example, we're doing the Parsboro International Plein Air Festival, June 16th, 17th, and 18th. And it's the first national one in Canada and the first international one. We've had a few smaller ones here, but we looked at this network of tens of thousands of artists across the States and Canada, and the reason it's working is simply because they love it. They are crazy about the experience. Now, my question when I first heard of it was, well, what about the quality? What can you do in 2 days? And then you see what the results are of these top people, and they're unbelievable. They're just like the most beautiful work that you've seen, so the quality is right up there. So we're pretty excited about this because we're jumping into connecting to a continent-wide network. We've got the word out. It's going to take every resource we've got to pull it off. We're asking about 35 or 40 different people for billeting. The inns will be sold out. The restaurants hopefully will be full, and we're going to have 35 people here for 3 days and some of their families in a competition with art collectors as well in a 3-day event. This is the big one for us in 2017, which is going to connect us in a totally different way.
Sounds very similar to the film festival down in Los Angeles, 48-hour film festival where they had to make a movie in 48 hours. Writing, script, editing, everything.
A movie in 48 hours from scratch? Do they have any prep or do they just have to go for it?
They don't even know the teams they're going to be with until it starts.
How long are they?
As long as you want to make it.
You're kidding. Have you done that? Have you been in that?
I have been involved with that, yeah. But
have you seen some of the stuff they've actually put out for the showings?
Varying results is the best evaluation.
Of course, because some of it's going to be...
Some of it's crap and some of it's really good.
But imagine being part of that, though. I mean, it's like saying, okay, well, I'm going to write you the outline of a major novel. You've got to write the first chapter and the last chapter and at least give me the storyline, and you've got 24 hours.
I think Parsboro might even do better. We were kicking it around between Laurie and Helen, and we might be doing a 12-hour film festival.
You're kidding.
See what you can do in 12
hours. At the Parsboro Film Festival coming up in October.
We might be doing that, yeah.
That would be fantastic. I love that. That's the kind of stuff. Parsboro Creative is an umbrella organization. We're here 4 people. We've got 7 partners, Age of Sail, The Hall, which has the film festival, Ship's Company Theatre, Arlene Collins, Funded Geological, Ottawa House, Art Lab, of course, the seminal one. But really, we are to get the word out about all of them. And I helped with the film festival last year and spent the whole weekend there. It was a great, great experience.
How do you tie into all these different organizations? I mean, Age of Sail, how do you tie into that?
Well, it's a museum in Port Greville with the curator Aurélie Auburn. Hello, Aurélie. How are you today? The thing is that while we're visual arts focused to a degree, we don't want to put the blinkers on and shut the doors on possibilities. And there's such a strong heritage sense here, a history sense, cultural sense. And Ottawa House does an unbelievable job because it's a beautiful place. Charles Tupple was there, the Prime Minister at one point, and just down the shore here. And Age of Sail has got an incredible display of marine history. So we want to include that because it's part of the fabric of how people live around here.
We haven't been there yet.
Go, it's really good. And the little cafe, it'll be opening soon. Very personable, and it's absolutely fascinating.
Very interesting.
And then you could go to the Wild Caraway.
That's a place we do go to.
You could go to the fish and chips place on Spencer Island.
Don't know the name.
I'm doing commercials for everybody today. It's fantastic. Go down to Advocate area, folks. You can't go wrong.
No, we like to hang out with Darcy and...
Darcy, absolutely. And Anne, yeah.
Capdor.
That's right. No, it's a gorgeous area down there. It's really fantastic. So
Can't
we're trying to connect. Parsboro Creative is a conduit. It's an umbrella. My take on it is there can be some fantastic artwork, and the artists are very important, but there's nothing more important than all the people around here in the grassroots life. I believe if you don't connect it to the grassroots life of your area, you're not going to succeed.
So for people, let's say Amherst, Spring Hill, Oxford, if they want to get involved, are there opportunities for them to get involved besides just showing up to the events?
Well, when you say get involved, for example, on a volunteer basis or coming down and participating in events, it's interesting you should mention that because with the plein air, for example, we will need that kind of support. We're small staffed here and just growing. And there's a board which is very active, but, it's a board of 6 to 7 people. They can only do so much. So I would say that what you're describing is in the next phase coming up, that we can have people that come down, participate, whether they're taking a course or not, they could be part of how this develops. If it's something that means something to them personally, yeah, for sure.
And how do they get tickets for events if they just want to show up and enjoy?
Well, the thing is, all of our cultural campus is on the website, so www.parsborocreative.com. Go in there and you'll see right on the top, Cultural Campus. Click on that, take you through everything. If you want to buy tickets to our fundraisers, we should talk about our fundraiser on March the 11th. Remind me to do that. You can go in and do that. The plein air has a homepage, its own homepage, which will give you all the information and tells you how to sign up and when the event happens. So that the website's good, but just call me, Robert Moore, at 902-728-2007 or at parsborocreative@gmail.com. I'm here. Answer your calls right away.
And can they find you on Facebook?
We're on Facebook. No problem there. And sharing, actually, with a lot of groups around the area. I'm connected to Amherst, Spring Hill, Advocate, Bass River, must get to Pugwash next. We're really branching out through Facebook for sure.
Excellent. So all you people listening from Moncton, Charlottetown, everywhere, come on down to Parsboro. Exciting things happening this summer.
Absolutely.
So Robert,
Yes.
telling me about these strange things. What's this Tide fundraiser thing that you...
This Tides fundraiser thing, that's a pretty good title. It's called The Time and Tide's Most Excellent Fundraiser. And it's Saturday, March the 11th. And we have got a cast of 10 to 12 people, all of whom are wonderfully, skillfully lunatic. Great people to work with. They're all from the community, and they're very, very good at what they do. So I put together a old-fashioned variety show because I love putting together that stuff. You've got music acts, and the singers, by the way, are fantastic. One is a virtuoso keyboardist and songwriter, and we also have one of the best violin players in the province. Incredible. We've also got a bunch of comics. If you come to this fundraiser, besides the delicious food and the great things in the live auction, all this kind of stuff, you will see the entire history of Parsboro from the Big Bang in 3 minutes and 33 seconds. And we're going to do it. You will see the entire cast do a curtain call in full disco regalia to the great song Hot Stuff. You will see the Siberian all-male choral ensemble from our sister village, Volgaboro, from Russia, which could possibly be true, but we won't go too far into that. So it's a very interesting, and we're also doing a radio show 1930 style, Saturday night, very scary mystery hour, where the wolves of Portapique are on the roam. So this is the kind of entertainment we're looking for, and we intend to have a very, very good time.
Parsboro is the place to be. Most fun you can have without psychedelics.
Okay, time has run out. If you'd like to contact us, our email is scotiaheritageproductions@gmail.com.
When it comes to local business, arts, crafts, and entertainment, we'll try our best to provide a global perspective on our community and remind listeners that where one regularly chooses to spend their money is often much more powerful than the occasional vote at the ballot box.
So, help out your talented neighbors and enjoy the unique diversity of what Cumberland, Westmoreland has to offer. And ultimately, you'll be helping yourself. Thank you for listening.
Thank you for listening. Exploring the Neighborhood is sponsored by Kansa, your Careers Nova Scotia Centre.
So, tune in next week for another episode of Exploring the Neighborhood with your hosts, Thor and Debbie, here on CICR 99.1 on your FM dial.